Workers who were fired from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are getting their jobs back. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, more than 450 jobs will be reinstated. Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon is live at CDC headquarters in DeKalb County. And Doug, this is about 20% of those 2,000 workers they initially cut.
Yeah, Blair, about 450 workers got the notice to come back at some point to their jobs. So that's good news for some, but it was confusing to all because this happened very abruptly for both the people who were reinstated and the people who were not. Some of them have a lot of questions tonight. This was the three-line email sent to 450 CDC workers who got their jobs back on Wednesday. It simply told them you were fired and now you're not. Impacting mostly environmental researchers and people working on HIV and hepatitis prevention, it's a fraction of the nearly 2,000 people who were let go in the early days of cuts to the federal workforce. Now that they've been hired back, reinstated workers weren't allowed to speak to us, but a few anonymously told us Thursday that the news was exciting and overwhelming. I cried happy tears, one worker told me, even though as of Thursday, they still weren't sure when they'd be returning to their labs.
A lot of these people have already turned in their laptops, they've turned in their badges. They have to be onboarded all over again.
The news was bittersweet for workers like Sarah Boym, who was not reinstated by the CDC after being cut in February.
400 was not nearly enough, right? For every public health position that's lost, lives are at risk. So you multiply that by 2,000 and we're in a really dire situation at that point.
Boym is happy for her colleagues who were brought back, but says the roughly 70 days they were gone left a lot of holes in their work.
Those folks had specimens that are not usable anymore. Surveillance systems have been broken. It's going to take a long time to clean up that mess.
And Boym also told me that she and a lot of her colleagues just recently lost their CDC federal health insurance, including one colleague who is pregnant. She said many of them are now calling for the immediate resignation of Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. We're in DeKalb County. Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.